We are on 9-3, angle relationships, and what I want you to do at this point is go ahead and hit pause and copy down this information, so go ahead and do that. Alright, so now what I need you to do is look at the first part, and it says vertical angles. And a vertical angle is when there are two lines that intersect. They will form two pairs of opposite angles. This down here is what we would call vertical angles. This is where we have two lines, okay, that intersect, and they create those opposite angles. 1 and 3 are opposite, 4 and 2 are opposite, and those opposite angles are congruent. Okay, now when I say congruent, that means that they have the same measurement, that they are equal. And this is the symbol that we use to write congruent. Okay, it's an equal sign with a little squiggly across the top of it. Adjacent angles, that is when angles that share a side. Okay, so they're going to share a side. So this angle, okay, I'm going to angle 1, that's one angle. It shares a side with angle 2, because that angle also uses that same line, and an adjacent angle on the other side would be angle 4, because it shares the same line as well. Okay, it has to be a side that it shares, not the vertex, a side that it shares. So 1 and 4 are adjacent angles, 1 and 2 are adjacent angles. Okay, and then 1 and 3 are what we call vertical, and 2 and 4 are also what we call vertical angles. So now let's look at the next part, and I'm going to give you a few seconds or minutes here as well, so go ahead and hit pause and write this information down. Alright, so now you have supplementary angles. They equal 180 degrees. Okay, that's two angles added together will give you 180 degrees. So if we take measurement of angle 1, this again stands for measurement. This little line right here, or this looks like a less than sign, but it's not. It's actually an angle sign. So it's measure of angle 1, which is this angle, will equal 40 degrees. So this is 40. Okay. The supplementary angle to this is going to have to equal 180 degrees when you add the two together. So you can do it a couple different ways. The best way is to simply find the difference. Since we know that angle 2 and angle 1 added together have to equal 180 degrees, we're going to take the difference. Since we know that we have 40, subtract 40 from 180 and get 140 degrees. What's remaining is what the other angle will be. So 140 degrees is the supplementary angle to angle 1, which is 40 degrees, because the two angles added together must equal 180 degrees. Okay, so what I want you to do, they give you this over here. It says measure of angle 3 is 153 degrees. That's this angle. What is the measure of angle 4? Go ahead and hit pause and solve that. Alright, so again, we're going to take 180 degrees and we're going to find the difference from the 153. So you can use calculator, or you can do this the long way and just simply subtract them. We get 7, we borrowed from the 8, and we get 2 and 0. So 27 degrees is the measure of angle 4, because that's what's remaining. The two measurements must add up to equal exactly 180 degrees. Okay, so now let's look at complementary angle. This is the same concept, but complementary means 90 degrees. So we have the measure of angle 1, which is 32 degrees, and I want you to hit pause and solve what the measurement of angle 2 would be. So go ahead and hit pause and solve that. So again, since we're finding complementary angles, it's doing it the exact same way that we did with supplementary. However, complementary is 90 degrees. So we're going to subtract 32 from it, and you're going to end up with 58 degrees for the measurement of angle 2. Okay, again, adding these two together must equal 90 degrees, and they do. Go ahead and hit pause, and I want you to solve this one to find the measurement of angle 4. So again, 90 degrees, since it's complementary, we are subtracting 41, and we end up with a total of 9 for 10 minus 1, borrowed from the 9, and we get 8 minus 4 is 49. So 49 degrees is my answer for the complementary angle to 41 degrees. Okay. Now we're going to answer some more questions. It says, simplify each pair of angles, classify each pair of angles as complementary, supplementary, or neither. I'm going to do this first one with you. The question is, what do they add up to? Okay, so we take my 75 and the 105, add them together, and we see that we get 180 degrees. So which one of those does it work with? Complementary, supplementary, or neither? Well, the answer to that would then be supplementary, because that's the one that equals 180 degrees. Okay, so the answer is supplementary. Go ahead and hit pause and solve this one and classify it as complementary, supplementary, or neither. Now when you added these together, 60 plus 20, you get 80. Does 80 degrees match up to complementary? No, because it's 90 degrees. Supplementary? No, because it's 180 degrees. It has to equal exactly that number.